The Unexpected Detour is another podcast that can be found using Anchor, where everything is everything, where we discuss about life and the detours that come with it. So if you're looking to join in, follow me, share, and like The Unexpected Detour, not only on Anchor, but on other platforms. And I'm sure you will enjoy listening. This is Frances Hammond, your host of The Unexpected Detour, coming to you with another episode. This one I titled The Pity Party. Yes, you know what that is. When you sit around and you look all sad and you're crying for yourself. But then some people want people to join the pity party and cry with them. Well, back in 2017, I started having the pity parties more often than ever. I wonder why. Because I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah, breast cancer. And I would just feel so bad about it. It was like it was like, honestly, a death sentence to me. That was just what it felt like. And that's when I started on my pity party journey. You know, no matter how much I smiled, no matter how much I would laugh, deep down inside, I was in tears eternally. Eternally you could see me on the outside in the streets smiling and laughing, but eternally the spirit was broken. It was broken. So what I would do, after each appointment, I would come home and I would cry. Seriously cry, because I couldn't understand. And I'm going to tell you, the first time that I really broke down, I remember getting a report from the portal in the hospital, and I'm reading what I wanted to read, but the words said something different. You know how your eyes can play tricks on you and your mind plays tricks on you, and you see what you want to see and hear what you want to hear? Well, that was that. And then when it processed, that's when the party began. I could never understand that. And it was me constantly asking God for an answer. Why did I have to be the person to get breast cancer? What was the reason behind it? Or was there no reason at all? I racked my brains crazy, like I'm telling you. I would sit here and I would have flashbacks of things I did, well, in my youth. You know, that maybe that is what causes. So then that's when I decided I'm going to open up that Pandora box that I had in storage and dig out all the memories of maybe why I got breast cancer. But there was nothing in there. The only memory that was in there were those negative mammograms. That was the only thing in there. So what am I to think? Then I should not have done it, but I would dig deeper and I would read and I would read. And it was like everything I was reading, I kept blaming myself for getting breast cancer. And the pity party continued. It continued. Daily talks with God, it continued. I blocked everybody out of my circle that I could talk to, but I didn't want them to know what was really going on emotionally with me. I even remember talking to the social worker, and I pretended like everything was fine. I don't know why I put that big block. It might have been the fact that I was really in denial, or it might have been my pride that was in the way. So I always had a pity party, and nobody was ever invited. Nobody. I chose to party on my own. I mean, I remember the pity party, the snot running out of your nose, the eyes all puffed up. You're having a headache that was out of this world, all because you're crying over something that you really don't understand, but you're trying to grasp it in the palm of your hand and say, yes, I do understand, lying to yourself knowing that you don't. Lying to yourself because you don't want to accept this. You're lying to yourself and not thinking that you're going to get out of it. And that continued. And it wasn't until I really sat down and I had a conversation with God. And He let me know, you're going to be okay. What else can I say? He was like my parent. He is the parent that I have. And I remember as a little girl when the babysitter used to always tell me that God is your father. You can always talk to Him. And I talked to Him. Did I get mad with Him? Of course I did. Why? Because I am human. So yes, I was angry. Angry, angry, angry. Because I was scared more than I was angry. And then one day, I felt the arm of God. I kid you not, He wrapped His arm around me. And He said, my child, you will be okay. But you know, I'm human. He said it, I would be okay. But I still had to grasp this diagnosis. It wasn't until I had a port put in me that the diagnosis was real. The little port, the little lifeline they put in your chest that you'll see most cancer patients with, because that was how I was to get my blood work, and that was how I was to get my treatment. So that is when it became real. And I surrendered. And I put away everything. I stopped the pity partying because I realized I was only doing more damage to myself, because I'm stressing myself out over something that I have no control over except for God. That's who had control over everything. So I closed that Pandora box. And that's when I decided, you know what? Instead of having a pity party, why don't I just talk about it? Tell people about breast cancer. Talk to other women. Encourage other women, so they won't have to deal with what I went through. But I'm sure some of them, they will have those pity parties, and it's okay. But the biggest thing about it is you have to dig yourself back up. Come up from underground. Close that box. Look at life differently and walk in your truth. And that's how I got out of my pity party. I looked at life differently. I looked at life as I am going to live. And I can put that pity party stuff to the side, because life is too good out here to be sitting around having a party, and it's not even a celebration I was having a party because I'm feeling sorry for myself. How dare me, when there are more people who are going through worse than I'm going through, and they're not sitting around crying. They're dealing with it day by day. So my advice to you, if you're having a pity party, give it up. Because nobody's going to come to the party. You'll be sitting there like I was, all alone, depressed, and you won't know what to do with yourself. So come out of the darkness, come to the light, put the Pandora box away, close it, store it away until you're ready to tell the story, and then you'll feel better. It's a release. With that being said, until the next time which will be August the 30th, the new podcast will come out. I shall see you. I wish you well. And remember, no pity parties.